Hello and welcome back to another live edition of the Chronicles of a Gooner. It's another live watch along, and this time we're of course bringing you coverage of Arsenal's huge UEFA Europa League tie against Olympiacos of Greece. It's a massive game for Mikel Arteta's side. There's no doubt about it. It's absolutely huge in the context of our season, and fingers crossed we can get through it with a really positive result to take into that second leg. First of all, big hello to everybody who's already joining us in the live chat. I can see there are plenty of you in there. Hope you're all well. Do me a favour, if you haven't already, smash the like button early doors, because the more likes we get earlier on, the more people the stream comes up from during the course of the game. So I'd love to get as many people tuned in as possible. So if you haven't done that already, please do so. Let's start with the team news. We'll start with the team news. And I want to get you guys' thoughts on the team news. And then I'll take, of course, some of your comments and any questions you might have as kickoff fast approaches, around about 15 minutes away or so. Let's start with the Arsenal team, of course, the most important of the two lineups. And that is Bernd Leno in goal. It's a back four of Hector Bellerin, David Luiz, Gabriel, Kieran Tierney. And so, of course, Pablo Mari and Callum Chambers are the ones who drop out from the weekend. In midfield, it's Thomas Partey alongside, as expected, Granit Xhaka, of course. Made an error at the weekend. There's been a lot made of that, but I still believe that it is the right call from Mikel Arteta to start Granit Xhaka this evening. Hopefully they're not my famous last words. But yeah, Granit Xhaka will partner Thomas Partey in the middle of midfield. Ahead of the two of them will be Martin Odegaard. Emil Smith-Rowe was touch and go around whether he was going to be available this evening. He's made the substitutes bench, but he will not start the game. So maybe that's with a view to him starting the North London derby at the weekend. Not entirely sure. On the right-hand side, we're expecting Bukayo Saka to take up position with Willian from the left and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang leading the line for the Gunners. The substitutes bench is Ryan, Hine, Cedric, Chambers, Holding, Marie, Elneny, Ceballos, Smith-Rowe, Pepe, Martinelli and Lacazette. So that is, of course, the substitutes bench. Let's have a look at Olympiacos' side, which is in goal, Jose Sarr. It's a back four of Kenny Lala, Sogradis, Symeou Bar and Oleg Ryabchuk. In midfield, it's Madi Camara, Andreas Bouchalagis, Yann Villa, Matteo Valbuena, Youssef Al-Arabi and Bruma. So Olympiacos pretty much lining up as we expected. Ruben Symeou, who is their top central defender, he is unavailable. So yeah, that's why Socrates comes into the side. Maybe his fitness is not quite there. Maybe Symeou Bars is not quite there as well. There's been a lot of discussion about that out in Greece. But the pair of them start at centre-back. So that is, of course, the news from the Olympiacos camp. What are you guys saying about the lineup? Let's see what you guys have had to say in the comment section. Let me pick out some of your comments. Big hello to Matt, to Yared, to Richard, to Josh. To Lee, who says nervous for this one and excited. Probably need a beer to get through it. Do you know what? I'm being boring tonight and I'm having a good old-fashioned cup of tea. There you go. I don't know. I'm not sure it's a beer kind of night. I feel like I need to stay focused and I don't want to get angry. And, you know, alcohol doesn't help that, obviously. Big hello to Richard, to Inti Yanan, who says Arteta has lost the plot. So obviously not happy with the lineup. Big hello to Nate Woodward, to Franklin, AJ. Norwegian Gooner says, hello Harry, watching the game with 3 friends here. Let's get the win. Good luck. Enjoy the evening, mate. Cheers. Big hello to T Talks, to Ason as well, who says you can't even get angry anymore. You just get sad when you see Willian in the team. Arteta knows best, I guess. Kevin Barnes says, terrible team. Why drop Marie and play Bellerin? Ida says, hey Harry. Rory says, good morning all from the Philippines. Let's have a bit of positivity today and get behind the boys. Yeah, I agree. You know, we talk a lot in the lead up to games about the teams, don't we? And often we get really frustrated by it. We get wound up about it. We get disappointed by it. But ultimately, look, let's see how it plays out. You know, that's the most important thing here. let's see how it plays out, and then we can have our criticisms and we can pull it apart and we can do all of that at the end if needs be. Big hello to Sam, to Tofa, to Archangel, to Paul. T-Talk says, as a Serie A fan, Harry, I'm sure AC Milan's performance has done you proud tonight. Much better than United. Yeah, man. I am... I mean, I thought that Man United would probably overpower AC Milan over the two legs, because AC Milan in Serie A of late have, they've picked up results all season, but they've never really looked that convincing. And it's why throughout the campaign, I never ever considered them as serious challengers for the Scudetto. I always looked at them and thought Inter will catch them, as they have. I still think that Juve will probably end up finishing above them as well, just because they've got a better, strength in depth. But Milan were sensational at Old Trafford tonight, really good, and that equalizer in the last couple of minutes was well deserved, because I didn't actually understand why Frank Kessier's goal was ruled out. I didn't see a handball in that. I know the VAR obviously adjudged that to have been the case, but I felt that if there was, that was an extremely harsh decision. But great result for Milan, picking up obviously and the away goal, and of course a really respectable result at Old Trafford. So I look forward to the second leg of that in Milan next week. Let's go back to the chat. Buzzer Beater says, I'm an Olympiacos fan. Good luck. Also, Bar touches back and had injury problems in the previous match. So yeah, mentioned that the centre backs are a bit of a fitness concern for Olympiacos at the moment. So we've got to take advantage of that. Buzzer, any other time against any other team, I'd want the Greek side to win, I promise. But just not against my team, not against the mighty Arsenal. But let's hope for a good game, a good tie, and Arsenal get through. Yeah. Right. Again, don't forget, if you haven't already, make sure you smash the like button. It really, really helps. And if you're interested in becoming a member of the channel, you can do so by clicking on the link in the description. It really, really does help. Have you got any questions? Have you got any thoughts? I'm going to run through the lineup from my perspective. But in the meantime, feel free to drop in any comments or thoughts that you might have. So just going back over the team briefly, Hector Bellerin coming back in, it's as I expected. Regardless of the public opinion of Hector Bellerin, and listen, you're entitled to feel whatever way you want about Hector Bellerin. That's your prerogative. But in my eyes, in Mikel Arteta's eyes, he's still very much the number one right back at the club, and that is why he plays today. That is the case, and a lot of Arsenal fans don't like that and they don't want to hear that, but that is the reality. So I'm not at all surprised to see him coming back in. What I am surprised to see, though, is Gabriel coming back in, and I wonder if the physicality of Youssef El Arabi is one of the reasons that Gabriel has been brought into the team, because Gabriel is a bit more physical, I would say, than Pablo Mari. He's a bit more of a unit. And I think he could probably handle the physical threat that El Arabi brings to the table, maybe a little bit better. I think that in the longer term, that Gabriel is viewed as the first choice centre-back over Pablo Mari. But Pablo Mari's played really well lately. And Gabriel, when he has played, and the last game was that game against Benfica, I didn't think he looked all that good, if I'm honest. Looked rusty, gave the ball away. Didn't play very well at all. So, I'm not shocked by it, but I personally wouldn't have made that change. But again, I'm going to reserve the judgment on whether it was right or wrong or not until, of course, after the game. Moving into the midfield, Partey and Xhaka, no surprise for me. It's the most balanced midfield pair that we've got. Xhaka's mistake the other day aside, he is warranting, in my opinion, of a starting place in this team. So got no issues with that one either. Going back to the forward line, I wanted to see Nicolas Pepe come into the team. I'm not going to lie. I really did want to see him play on the left-hand side, particularly because I think that Olympiacos want us to keep coming infield and to try and narrow our game. And I feel like, I really do feel like with Willian on the left, so a right-footed player on the left and a left-footed player on the right, you're going to see Arsenal cut inside a lot. And that, I think, plays into Olympiacos' hands. So a little bit frustrated about that. But look, again, as I keep saying on all the other selections, let's see how it goes, and then I'll make my judgment then. Don't forget, we're going to be back shortly after the game for a post-match reaction podcast as well. So that one will be coming to you around about 10:15 minutes. No, around about 10:15 p.m. I should say. But give or take a few minutes, it just depends. It's always good to hear what the manager has to say prior to doing that. So I probably will wait for that. So it could be anything between 15:15 and 20:10. At 10. Arsenal in the tunnel, ready to come out, of course, for this one. Big game in the Yorgos Karaiskakis Stadium. Fortunately for us, there isn't going to be that huge atmosphere that they've become synonymous for in Athens. But we're going to switch over and I'm going to get the crowd effects coming through to you guys now. So please give me a thumbs up in the chat if that is all coming through. So are you hearing the crowd effects as well? And let's go back over to the live chat. Make sure you give me a thumbs up if you can hear that coming through nice and clearly. Well, not too loud that you don't want it to overpower the voice, but yeah, it should be coming through at you guys' end. And I'm always nervous about this. That's why I always ask, because I can't hear what you guys hear. My setup is not that sophisticated yet. Let's see what else you guys are saying. T-Talk says, how do you expect the match to go given the players starting? I think Arsenal probably dominate possession. I think Olympiacos will be very eager not to concede an away goal. That will be their priority tonight. But they'll also be looking to cash in on any set-piece opportunities. They'll also be looking to catch us on the counter-attack. And they do have players that if you're not at your best, they can punish you. They're just making their way out onto the pitch, of course, wearing their traditional red and white stripes. Big hello to everybody who's just joined us in the live chat. I can see lots more of you have popped up, so big hello to every single one of you, and look forward to getting this one underway. Arsenal in their change strip of navy with the almost pink trimmings. I'm not sure about that part of the kit. I like it overall, but that it's just that those trimmings bit that I'm not too keen on. Not that I've got anything against pink, it's just not my kind of thing. So let's quickly run through the Arsenal lineup once more with kickoff just a couple of minutes away here at the Yorgos Karaiskakis Stadium in Athens. It's Bernd Leno in goal. It's a back four of Hector Bellerin, David Luiz, Gabriel and Kieran Tierney. In midfield, it's Thomas Partey and Granit Xhaka with Martin Odegaard ahead of him. Saka will play from the right, Willian will operate from the left, and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang leads the line for the Gunners. For Olympiacos is Jose Sarr in goal. Kenny Lalas, Sogradis, Osenu Bar and Oleg Rabchiuk are the back four. Madi Camara, Andreas Bouchalagis and Jan Mvila are the midfield, with Matteo Valbuena, Bruma and Youssef El Arabi making up the front three. So it's going to be I think it's going to be a tough game. I think it's going to be a tough fixture. I don't think this is going to be the walk in the park that some people would have you believe. I'd love it to be. I'd be delighted if Arsenal were able to really put their opponents to the sword in this first leg, and then we can shift that focus to that North London derby and perhaps, I'm not going to say coast through because we know what happened last season, but perhaps things will be a little bit easier for us in the second leg. Daniel Sieber is the referee, German official. He is the man in charge. It's been a good night so far. Manchester United conceded an away goal in stoppage time, failing to beat AC Milan at Old Trafford. Fingers crossed Arsenal can continue the evening in good fashion. Big game for the Gunners, this one. There's no getting away from that. Thomas says he's lost his control. He says he might have to go to a madhouse with Arteta as the coach. Michael says that Saka going to rip it up tonight. He will definitely bounce back. Too much quality. Tony Chelebi says he's watching on a biased Cosmode channel. That's, of course, the Greek broadcaster who is showing the game. Why are you not watching it on BT Sport is what I want to know. Some of you asking why the formation is always wrong on BT Sport. To be fair to BT Sport, the pictures come from the UEFA broadcaster, the UEFA producers, so it's not them. That's something I've learnt from sort of working in the industry in recent times, even with the Premier League, whatever broadcaster it's coming from, the pictures are often all from one production house, and then they just add on top of that. But yeah, the UEFA graphics are not always accurate. That's absolutely right, and you're right to make that point. Ready to get underway here in the Yorgos Karaiskakis Stadium. It's 8 o'clock on the dot. Referee blows his whistle, and we are underway here. Big game for the Gunners this. There's no getting away from it. Our season rests on going well in this competition. Jan Mvia, of course, in the midfield for Olympiacos. Been linked with Arsenal time and time again, hasn't he? Arsenal dispossessed. Here is Barr at centre-back. He'll play it forward. It's met by the head of Granit Xhaka. Did really well there, actually, Xhaka, to get on the end of that. He's won Arsenal a free kick as well. Mikel Arteta. He's got another fancy coat on this evening. I'd love to have a look inside Mikel Arteta's wardrobe. Guy's more of a fashion icon than he's a football coach nowadays, as Bellerin puts that cross into the box, but it's gathered by José Sá, the Portuguese goalkeeper. Pedro Martins is, of course, Olympiacos' manager. Very good coach. Very good tactician, in my opinion. Zebic says, when I saw Willian in the squad, I had to open a beer. Good luck anyway. Here are Olympiacos in possession. They play the ball down the line. That was Oleg Ryabchuk. It's gone out for an Arsenal throw-in. Bellerin takes it, and it's back to David Luiz just inside his own half. He plays it square to Gabriel. He's got Xhaka, who's just dropped into that defence alongside him to pick up the ball. Does that very, very often. Big hello to Stamadis in the chat as well. Lots of Greek fans creeping into the chat this evening. Hope you're all good. He says that we're going to get beat, basically. We'll wait and see, my friend. Here is David Luiz on the ball again for Arsenal. Back to Gabriel. Plays it into the midfield for Partey. Does well to just lose the attention of Youssef El Arabi, who is in close proximity. Plays it left to Kieran Tierney. He's approaching Olympiacos' penalty area. Cuts it back to Granit Xhaka. Nice ball on the outside for Tierney. Good delivery low into the box. Odegaard with an early chance. And he should have done better there, Martin Odegaard. He was in line with the penalty spot. The ball was cut back to him from Kieran Tierney rather brilliantly. He just holds his run there, Martin Odegaard. He's got plenty of time, plenty of space. The ball comes across, and on his stronger left foot, you expect him to at least work José Sá in the Olympiacos goal there, but he doesn't. It's wide of the right-hand post as he looks at it. Good start from Arsenal, but you've got to take those opportunities. And as we've seen in recent weeks, you can't afford to keep missing great chances. As Gabriel plays the ball left to Willian on the left flank. Nice ball down the line for Aubameyang, who's pulled out to the left-hand side. He's got Kenny Lala with him in support. Or with him trying to mark him, I should say. Here's Xhaka into Odegaard. Back to Xhaka again. Arsenal have Olympiacos squeezed in their own half. Here's Tierney to the left of the penalty area. Another good delivery in. This time the goalkeeper manages to get his hands on it and can give his teammates a bit of a breather. Paul Nell going back to that Odegaard chance. He says that he's pulled a Pepe. That's exactly what it was. It was very similar to the opportunity that Pepe spurned at Burnley just a few days ago. José Sá with a ball out to the left-hand side towards Ryabchuk. Bellerin wins the header. Now Saka will pick it up on this right-hand side. Ryabchuk comes across. I think he's done enough there, the Olympiacos defender, to win his team a free kick. Lively start from Arsenal, though. Jan Mvia is going to take this free kick, strangely enough. Not sure what a centre midfielder is doing taking a free kick in that position. But he does take it, and he's lofted it towards the direction of Youssef El Arabi. Flag's gone up against the Olympiacos forward. The King of Qatar, they call him. That's where he made his name, Youssef El Arabi. Odegaard with a free kick short to David Luiz, and you can see it now. You can see how Granit Xhaka's dropping into that third centre-back spot, and Kieran Tierney's got the licence to go forward. Puts another ball into the box, Tierney. This time it was cut out, and Olympiacos looked to get it clear with Kenny Lala. His clearance was blocked by an Arsenal man. It's going to be an Olympiacos throw-in on the right-hand side. Got over 100 of you watching us at the moment. There's no excuse for us not to have 100 likes. Get involved. Smash the like button. It really, really does help. And if you're interested in becoming a member, we'd love to have you on board as well. So click the link in the description. Check out the proposition. And we'd love to have you. Here is Bellerin deep inside Olympiacos' half. Forced back though. And we spoke to Greek football reporter Kostas Giannos the other day. And he talked about the fact that Olympiacos, although they normally play with quite a high line, were going to do this. They were going to sit back. They were going to try and make it difficult for us to break them down. That's exactly what we've seen in these opening minutes. But that's partly because Arsenal are forcing them back. Here's Odegaard on the edge of the box. Ball on the outside for Bellerin, who's made a run. Chips it into the box. Aubameyang with a header. What a save that is from Sarr. He's pushed it onto the crossbar. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, you thought had done everything right there. But Arsenal go close again for the second time inside 6 minutes. Bellerin with a lovely ball into the middle. Aubameyang just bided his time. I wonder if the header took a deflection off of the defender before it found its way to Sarr. But it's a really good save from the Portuguese keeper. We'll just see it again. In comes the delivery. It comes off of the shoulder of Sokratis, I think, which will have thrown his goalkeeper. Should have scored. Arsenal should have had a couple by now. Daniel Gordon says, mate, you're a lifesaver. Why? Here come Arsenal again. Here's Willian. Tierney to the left of the box. He's just inside it now. Low ball across, cut out at the near post by Sokratis. Arsenal really, really piling on the pressure in these early stages. You can't be anything other than pleased with the performance from Arsenal so far. Daniel says, can I like this more than once? Unfortunately, no. But you can encourage others to if you want. Here's Willian after the corner was taken short. Now it's with Saka outside the box. Chips it in towards the far post area. Gabriel had stayed forward, but the pass was overhit. He might have been offside anyway. The Brazilian had the ball, reached him. Big hello to Bombardero, who's a Porto fan. Graham Sutherland says, great start, but shades of Burnley and Wolves. Feels that way, doesn't it? Unless we score. And unless we score a couple. Performance certainly warrants it. Here is Sokratis under a bit of pressure to the right of his own penalty area. He's got Willian for company. Does well in the end, the Greek, to get the ball clear. Camara was trying to pick it up, but Arsenal again dominant in the midfield. And really dictating things here in this opening 8 minutes or so. Here is David Luiz. Plays the ball right to Bellerin. It's back to David Luiz. Daniel says he can't watch because he's got to pick up his daughter. No worries, man. Hope you're enjoying the stream, and love to the family, of course. That's more important than football. There's no doubt about that. As much as we all love the game and we all lose our shit over it from time to time, there are far more important things. Here is Gabriel. Just plays a short pass left to Granit Xhaka. And again, you know, Granit Xhaka constantly dropping into like a back three alongside Gabriel and Luiz. And that allows, doesn't it, Bellerin and Tierney to just bomb up those flanks. And they've both put chances on a plate for players in the middle so far. Here's Bellerin on the right-hand side. Just cuts it back in field to Bukayo Saka. Looks up and delivers into the box. Cut out by Ousseynou Ba. Partey wins the header, but Olympiacos will pick up possession. Here is Ba at centre-back. Looks to spray a ball out to the right-hand side, but it's Willian who wins the header. Unfortunately, the header ends up at the feet of Camara. Now it's Matteo Valbuena now. Ryabchuk. Olympiacos have conceded a free kick after a strong challenge there on Bukayo Saka. Just having another look at it. Saka gets there first, and it's Valbuena who comes in. Just goes over the top a little bit, Valbuena, and catches Saka on the top of the ankle. That's a naughty challenge. That I think he's very fortunate that he's got away with that. Very fortunate indeed. Pedro Martins. Just look at him. He always looks as though he's pissed to me. Here is David Luiz on the ball. Again, Arsenal setting up in that formation where Xhaka drops deep, Partey holds the middle. And of course, Bellerin and Tierney have the ability to just push on with a little bit more freedom. Risky ball that from Gabriel. You can see what he was trying to do, progress the ball between the lines, but it was cut out. But fortunately for the Gunners, they have it back. Here's Gabriel again, just inside the centre circle for Arsenal. Plays it right to David Luiz. Looks for the run of Bellerin over the top and in behind the fullback, but the pass wasn't quite right from the Brazilian. It ends up in the arms of Jose Sá. Now it's with Camara back to Bar in the heart of the Olympiacos defence. He just plays it square to his central defensive colleague. Sogradis gets it back. Bar under no real pressure. Andreas Bouchalakis has just dropped into a deeper position for Olympiacos. He's urging his teammates to just slow things down, calm down a little bit. It's been a bit too frantic for his liking at the start. But that's to Arsenal's credit. Here is Bar at centre-back, into Bouchalakis in midfield. Bar gets it back. Here is Camara. Now Socrates, under pressure from his old pal Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Plays a ball over the top. Bernd Leno comes out and he's passed to Tierney. Wasn't ideal, but Tierney's able to get it clear. He's conceded a throw-in. Big hello to Kevin, who says, do you follow a team in particular in the Greek League, Harry? No, I don't. Not in the Greek League in Greece. I've got a team in Cyprus, but not in the Greek League, no. Look, when they're not playing Arsenal, I always want them to do well, obviously, naturally, understandably. But when it comes to Arsenal, there's no split allegiance whatsoever. Not, whatsoever. Comment from Graham, he says, unless Martins has sent them out to be second best, got to say Arteta has set us up well. Agree. We're looking strong in the early stages, but Olympiacos are on the attack here. Valbuena on the edge of Arsenal's penalty area. Just plays it square and gets it back. Kieran Tierney's gone out there to face up to him. Valbuena gets one into the box, met by the head of Thomas Partey. Camara will pick up the loose ball. Has a shot from distance, blocked by Gabriel. Olympiacos still in possession, but they've been forced all the way back to Bar. Now it's with Bouchalakis on the halfway line. He plays it left to the number 27, Bruma. I'm not sure what his intention was there. I think he was looking for the run perhaps of Yusuf Al-Arabi. Nowhere near picking his man out though. Here is Granit Xhaka receiving the ball in a deep area for the Gunners. Square to Thomas Partey. Back to Xhaka on the halfway line. Now it's with Xhaka again, just inside the opposition half. Plays a 5-yard square pass to Partey. Progresses it forward to Aubameyang. He's got players on the outside of him, one of which is Kieran Tierney. He delivers into the box, just over the head of Bukayo Saka. Bellerin keeps it alive. Now it's Odegaard on the edge of the box. Partey strikes from the edge of the penalty area. Has got well underneath that. Thomas Partey missed a similar opportunity actually in the game against Burnley, where he had a ball cut back to him on the edge of the penalty area and he scooped it over the bar. He's done similar here. Big hello to Paul, aka Joe the Fan. He says, I'm here now, Harry. I'll help you, mate. Welcome. Good luck charm is Paul, so welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. Here is Bouchalakis with a long ball forward for Olympiacos, met by the head of Tierney. He was caught late by Bruma. Arsenal have a free kick. Mr. T. Marlowe says, been holding this back, but Partey can't shoot. It's hard to disagree with that based on the evidence we've seen in the last couple of weeks. As David Luiz plays a ball in behind the Olympiacos defence. Can Bellerin keep it alive? Almost. Almost. It's ended up in the arms of the goalkeeper. He kept it on initially, Bellerin. But having stretched, he couldn't quite get back on his feet quick enough to keep the attack alive. Here is Aubameyang into Odegaard now around the D on the edge of Olympiacos' penalty area. Short ball to Aubameyang and then helps it on to Willian. Looks to go beyond his man on the left-hand side. Stands up across towards the far post. It's overhit, but Saka will chase it. Can he prevent conceding a throw-in? No, he can't. It's going to be an Olympiacos throw-in. 15 minutes on the clock here. Olympiacos 0, Arsenal 0 in the first leg of this UEFA Europa League round of 16 tie. Of course, Olympiacos, Arsenal's conquerors last season, and the Gunners will be determined not to allow the same thing to happen this time around, particularly when we find ourselves in a situation where it's the Europa League or bust. And it really is for Arsenal nowadays. Started with some good intent, created a couple of good opportunities, haven't taken them, and that's almost been the story of our season, hasn't it? Or the story of the last few months, at least. You've got to be honest, before that, probably before Christmas, we weren't even creating chances. Alex says, can you do the commentary in Greek? No. No, I wouldn't. Could probably do it basically, but there'd be a lot of swearing in there as well. And yeah, no. Greek's not that good to be able to do a commentary. Or to do a decent commentary anyway. Rory says, Harry, how comes this game is not in a neutral stadium? Because there's no restrictions. Well, not strict enough restrictions to prevent these two teams travelling. In other countries, that's not always been the case. And you've got to think Arsenal were allowed to go to Greece, remember, to play against Benfica. So they'd surely be allowed to go and play against the Greek team. But Arsenal have a free kick here. Which Odegaard, Willian and Luiz are standing over. It's a fair way out, this. You feel like it's going to need a real powerful strike. And maybe that's what David Luiz is doing there. Never seen David Luiz put one of these in the back of the net. Maybe now will be a good time to start. It's David Luiz. It's quite a way out. It's just left of centre. Here comes the Brazilian. Strikes it towards goal. It's into the arms of Jose Sá. Arsenal still alive here though. Here is Granit Xhaka now driving forward. Plays a ball to the right where he finds Bukayo Saka, who's just inside the box. Finds Bellerin, who made a run ahead of him. Bellerin pulls the ball back across. Again, it's ended up in the goalkeeper's arms. Olympiacos appealing for an offside against Hector Bellerin there, but they're not going to get it. Play will continue. Jose Sá rolling the ball out to Symeou Bar. Now it's with Sokratis. He's looked quite uncomfortable, I've got to be honest, in this first 17-18 minutes or so. Greek champions in possession. Now it's with Kenny Lala. Looking for options. He's calling for movement. Ends up playing it square to Madi Camara. Here is Yusuf El Arabi, who's dropped deep to try and get involved in the game. He's Olympiacos' biggest goal threat. There's no doubt about that. But the likes of Matteo Valbuena, Bruma, they can chip in as well. Here is Bouchalagis. Very similarly to what Arsenal are doing, you're seeing one of their midfielders drop into what's almost a back three when they've got the ball, to allow Ryabchuk and Kenny Lala on the other side to push forward. So they've almost matched us like for like in terms of the system, in terms of the shape. But what I'm liking about Arsenal at the moment is you can see Kieran Tierney just tucking in as well when we're defending, and Willian getting back there and playing almost like a left wing back. Olympiacos have won a free kick deep inside Arsenal's half on the right hand side, and that's come off the back of a foul from Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang on Sokratis. He just pulled him back. The experienced Greek international knew exactly what he was doing in that situation. Was never going to march on into the penalty area, take on a few players and smash it in the top corner. But what he has done is he's earned his team a free kick, and it's an opportunity to get the ball in the box. In comes the delivery from Valbuena, cut out by Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Poor delivery, that in truth, from the Frenchman. There is Camara driving forward down the left-hand side. He's won his team a throw-in. Olympiacos just settling a little bit after a really shaky start. A start in which Arsenal really came out of the traps quickly. And perhaps caught them a little bit by surprise. Not sure why Bukayo Saka's taken his shirt off. But he has, and he's putting it back on. Not sure what that's about. Bellerin's going to take the throw in. It's midway inside Arsenal's half on the right-hand side. It's short to Odegaard. He plays a dangerous ball back across the goal. Here's Bruma for Olympiacos. Gets a shot away. Comfortable save for Bernd Leno in the end. But Martin Odegaard, you cannot be playing passes like that across your own penalty area. You just can't do it. Granit Xhaka did it and he found out what can happen. Odegaard did it in the Leicester game as well, if you remember. He was a little bit further up the pitch that time. But he played a ball across the penalty area and put us in all sorts of trouble. I'm not sure what Martin Odegaard was thinking there. Perhaps a bit of overconfidence from the Norwegian. Here's Xhaka. Plays the ball left to Kieran Tierney. Finds Willian now. Tierney's got it back. He'll go back to Gabriel. Now it's square to David Luiz. Arsenal all the way back to the centre-backs, and now they've got it with Bukayo Saka in and around the penalty area. Helps it on to Aubameyang. Goes down under the challenge there of Jan Mvia. And he's been shown a yellow card for that. It was certainly late for Mvia, and it was a nasty challenge. When you see it back, it's the right call from the referee, Daniel Siebert, the German. First yellow card of the game. Goes the way of the Greeks, and Arsenal have a free kick in a dangerous position here. Just looking at that pass from Odegaard again, you know, he literally hands the ball to Bruma on the edge of our penalty area. Bruma gets the shot off. Fortunately, it's a comfortable save for Bernd Leno, but you just cannot give the ball away in that area. You have to look up, and he didn't. He played it blindly. And now Arsenal have a free kick in a very, very threatening position. There's a whole committee standing over this. Aubameyang's there, Partey's there, Odegaard's there. The Granit Xhaka doll is here, Thomas. Don't worry. The Granit Xhaka doll is here. He's not, funnily enough, in the mix to take it. Neither is David Luiz. He's walked away, which is good news. Because his conversion rate in an Arsenal shirt from those free kick situations is horrible. Who is going to take it? That is the question. Odegaard and Aubameyang are the two left standing over it. Aubameyang from free kicks. Hopefully he proves me wrong. Here he is, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Straight down the goalkeeper's throat. Comfortable save for Jose Sarri. Couldn't keep hold of it initially. Just beat it down into the ground and pick the ball up after the bounce. Surprised Aubameyang was the one who took that, to be honest. But it looks as though the captain pulled rank over his colleagues. Clearly in a confident mood at the moment, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Olympiacos looking to release the run of Matteo Valbuena down the right hand side, but it was good reading of the situation from Gabriel. Here's Valbuena forward into El Arabi. He's lost out though, and now it's with Odegaard. Finds Bukayo Saka to his right. He's driving at the heart of the Olympiacos defence. He goes down under the challenge of Oleg Ryabchuk. Surely that's got to be a yellow card as well. He's literally just taken Bukayo Saka out. Sam says, interestingly, he would have let Willian take that free kick. Yeah, that wouldn't have been a bad shout. It was one of the reasons I was pleased with the signing at the time, was because he is somebody who's proven over the years they can be very, very effective from set pieces. We've got another free kick. This one's a little bit further out and it's slightly to the right of centre this time. Xhaka stands over this one, as does Willian. I tell you what, from this position, I'd let Granit Xhaka have it. It feels to me like it just suits the left footer a little bit more. Xhaka's there, Willian's there. Must be about 15 yards from the edge of the penalty area, this one. Here it is, Granit Xhaka straight into the wall. Kieran Tierney will try and keep it alive, but Olympiacos do well to deal with the loose ball. And here is Kenny Lala. Smashes the ball down the line towards Youssef El Arabi. And I talked about it pre-game, about the fact that Gabriel was probably the right man to deal with his physical stature and presence. And he did really well there, Gabriel. Bellerin received it. Under pressure, Saka's miscontrolled it. And Olympiacos are alive here to the left of Arsenal's penalty area. Ryabchuk goes down. Don't think he's going to get himself a free kick. But again, it came from a very similar situation to the one that Burnley goal came from, where Elneny plays a pass to someone dropping into the centre of midfield. This time it was Bellerin, obviously making his way back from the attacking free kick. His pass wasn't great across the pitch, but Bukayo Saka failed to control it, and Olympiacos got possession back as a result in a dangerous area, and we've got to be so careful of that. I understand the idea of playing out from the back. I understand why we do it. I get the philosophy behind it, and I get the benefits that it brings. But you've got to do it, you've got to do it at the right times. Here is Xhaka inside the centre circle for Arsenal. Plays the ball left, finds Willian, cuts infield and finds Xhaka. He'll look to switch the play. Bukayo Saka takes it down on the right flank. Here is Bellerin. Lovely ball to Odegaard. He's on the right wing now. Just plays it short to Thomas Partey. Back to Odegaard. Bukayo Saka's come short, but Odegaard decides to look for Bellerin instead, and Bellerin just stopped his run, and the pair are having a little bit of a disagreement off of the ball. It's T. Marlowe says, Leno's been told to make that pass to beat the press. Players need to learn to deal with it. Yeah, I agree with you. I keep saying it as well. I've said it over the last few days when we've been kind of dissecting the whole Granit Xhaka thing, that it is clearly something that the manager is instructing them to do. But I still believe, and that might just be me having a different belief, but I still believe that as a player, you've got to at times use your common sense, and you can't be so robotic in a situation like that, because we've seen it cost us already this season. And unfortunately, in this competition, where it is a knockout competition, you can't afford to take such risks. Mikel Arteta doesn't look best pleased on the touchline. He'll probably be looking back at those chances that Arsenal have had and feel that it's a little bit of deja vu in the sense of wasted opportunities, and is that going to come back to punish us? Again, we've given the ball away deep inside our own half. Here come Olympiacos down the right hand side. Here is Lala infield. Here's Bouchalagis now. Just lays it off to Camara. Now it's Valbuena who's taken up position on the left hand side. You can see he and Bruma have just swapped wings temporarily. Camara with the ball forward into the big frame of Youssef El Arabi, but David Luiz did well to just step out of his central defensive position and nick it off of his toes. Olympiacos come once more. Here's Camara. Square to Valbuena. He plays it right, and now it's with Bouchalagis. Just inside the Arsenal half here, the Greeks looking to move the ball around and create some spaces. Won themselves a throw-in on the right-hand side. Don't forget, if you haven't hit that like button already, feel free to do so. We've only got 62 likes, but we've got over 100 of you watching us live at the moment. So it'd be great if you would smash that like button and get me up to 100 likes as soon as possible. It really, really does help the stream. So please smash it if you haven't already. Excuse me. There's Ryabchuk with a header at left back, but he's conceded a throw in which Arsenal are going to take. It's around about the halfway line. Hector Bellerin is the man who's going to take it. Half an hour pretty much on the clock. Olympiacos 0, Arsenal 0 as Bellerin takes that throw short to Saka. He plays a terrible ball back and puts Partey in all sorts of trouble. And they're coming forward. Were the hosts. It's back with Elneny now. Just plays a ball square to Gabriel. Into Willian. Plays it left to Kieran Tierney. Looks to go on the outside of his man. Cuts the ball back. Xhaka is going to take the throw in for Arsenal on the left. Now it's with David Luiz. Now Bellerin. David Luiz once more. Plays it right to Bukayo Saka. Luiz has it again. Now it's with Saka again on the right, back to Luiz. It's like the two are playing the game on their own at the moment. Saka will switch the play. Nice ball out to the left. Can Tierney take it under control? Just about does so. Difficult ball to bring down there. Olympiacos appeal for a free kick. They're not going to get one. Here is Thomas Partey. Finds Xhaka. Now Tierney to the left of the penalty area. Willian will have it now on the corner of the box. Looks for the feet of Saka. Does well to readjust his body there because the pass wasn't quite in line with his run. Here is Tierney. Goes all the way back to Gabriel. Nice ball in behind looking for Saka, but it's cut out by Ryabchuk, and Socrates just play it square to Lala. Ball played forward towards the direction of Bruma, but Kieran Tierney picks it up and Arsenal come again. Nice ball in for Aubameyang. Cuts inside his man. Aubameyang from the corner of the 6-yard box has his effort blocked. And that was the first real time Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang had got him behind the Olympiacos defence, but he just couldn't take advantage of the situation. You expected him to cut back in onto that stronger right foot. I think the opponents expected it too because they were on hand to cut out his effort. And from the edge of the 6-yard box, you do feel had that vital block not come in, we'd have been talking about Arsenal taking the lead here. Here's Jan Mvia, plays it forward to Camara. Of course, Mvia playing at centre-back tonight, which is in his natural position. Odegaard shoots from distance. Oh my word, that is a screamer from Martin Odegaard. He's not had the greatest game up until now, but that is one hell of a strike from the Norwegian. And Arsenal leading Piraeus. What a goal. Come on, you Gunners. Martin Odegaard with the goal. And you can see from the celebration just how much that means to him. It was one of those celebrations where he's kind of saying, you know what? Fuck you. Because you look at it here, shifts it out of his foot. He's pretty far out, Martin Odegaard. It's that kind of celebration where he just says, yeah, that's what I can do. And he smashes it with such venom, such pace. And the ball is moving all the time. You probably look at it and think that maybe the goalkeeper should stop it because it is kind of down his throat. He gets an arm to it, Jose Sarr, which is why he'll be frustrated. But there was so much venom on that hit, so much spin, so much movement on the shot that you can understand why the goalkeeper struggled to keep that one out. But who cares? Because Arsenal lead in Piraeus and they have that vital away goal. It's the goal that we've deserved. In truth, we've had 8 attempts in comparison to their 2. But here come Olympiacos on the attackers. Masouras puts a ball into the box and then Willian comes back to defend at the far post and clears it out. Mr. T. Marlowe says, I was going to say Odegaard can't shoot. Olympiacos on the attack though as they chip a ball into the box, but Elneny does brilliantly to come out and grab it. As Graham says, it's a bit of a fluke, but we deserved it. And I agree. We do deserve it because we've been the better side. There's been a few sloppy moments from an Arsenal perspective. But overall, we've been the better side here and deserve to be in front. Here is a camera. Graham says, you scared the shit out of me. Just got up here. Oh, just got here. Up the Gunners. Here is Jan and Villa. Long ball into Masouras. Just lays it off for Bouchalakis. Turns, twists. Gets away from his man and the Greeks are in possession now inside Arsenal's half. Ball out to the left-hand side. Valbuena takes it down on his chest. He's got Ryabchuk, the fullback, on the outside of him. Valbuena gets it back. Plays a ball in field, but Martin Odegaard was back there to make a vital interception. Arsenal come away with the ball. Olympiacos won a free kick. Aubameyang's got away from Bouchalakis there, who's just literally come across and completely taken the Arsenal skipper out. It's another yellow card for Olympiacos, and that is as cynical as they come from the Greek midfielder. Just catches the back of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's legs as he looks to break away, and we know that Aubameyang has got the pace to get away, and clearly Andreas Bouchalakis knew that as well, because he's taken the opportunity to take him out at the first opportunity. Martin Odegaard's goal is the difference currently between the two sides. Really good strike. Got to be honest, if that was our goalkeeper, I'd be disappointed he's not saved it. But as I said at the time, there was so much movement on the ball because of the nature of the strike from Martin Odegaard. You can understand why the keeper's had trouble dealing with that. Here is David Luiz just inside the Olympiacos half. Plays the ball right to Bellerin. Infield to Odegaard now. Lovely bit of swagger from Odegaard to skip past his man. He's inside the box. Finds Saka to the right of it. He goes back to Thomas Partey. Uses his body to hold off El Arabi. But El Arabi gets a toe in and Olympiacos will break down the left-hand side with Matteo Valbuena. Ball infield to El Arabi. Now Camara back out left to Valbuena. Shifts it onto his stronger right foot. Looks up, puts the ball in the box. Granit Xhaka back there defending and makes a vital interception. Good header from Xhaka, and Arsenal are in possession now with David Luiz at right back almost. He'll play the ball over the top looking for the run of Aubameyang. Good idea. Execution not quite right though. It's been played at quite a frantic pace this game, and I thought it might be a little bit more cagey in the early stages, but that's a credit to Arsenal because they've upped the tempo. You know, they've taken the game to Olympiacos, who've just woken up a little bit now as they search for an equalizer. El Arabi gets a shot away, but it's blocked off of the Arsenal defender and then back off of the Olympiacos attacker. They wanted a free kick for a foul on Ryabchuk a few moments ago. Martin Odegaard certainly looked as if he did catch the player, but it is what it is. Arsenal have a goal kick that Bernd Leno's going to take short. Big hello to Paul Whitehead joining us from Australia. I hope you're well. Arsenal messing around with it at the back and almost again giving away possession in a key area. You know, I thought we were past all these teething problems with the playing out from the back. But David Luiz there has just tried to cut inside Masouras there, who's literally taken the ball off of David Luiz inside the penalty area And a better player there, with more composure, puts that into the far corner and it's 1-1. We've got to cut out these mistakes. We really do. You know, we talked about them popping up from time to time, and it felt a little bit unlucky that they were, whenever we made them, we were being punished. But we've done it 3 or 4 times in this first half alone, and that needs to be sorted out. It really does. It's just sloppy. And I go back to the point I made earlier. I get why we do it. I get the benefits of it. But it's got to be executed properly, and it's not at the moment. As Luiz plays a ball across the pitch to Gabriel. He'll drive the ball out of the Arsenal defence. Finds Partey. Gabriel gets it back. Now it's with Xhaka on the halfway line. Looks up. Not much in the way of movement in front of him. Still on it, Granit Xhaka. He's a square to Gabriel, and then Xhaka gets it back. He's looking for someone to receive the ball. Here's Willian. Picked up a good position. Odegaard whips one out to the right-hand side. Bellerin will take it under control at the second attempt. And then just lays it off infield to Odegaard. Lovely chip ball into Willian. Looks to help the ball on with a header towards the direction of Aubameyang. Olympiacos get it clear. Partey second best in the battle there, and Olympiacos come away with the ball. Here is Jan Mvia filling in at centre-back this evening. Now it's with Sokratis. Plays it short to Kenny Lala. Here is El Arabi. Now it's with Bruma. Now it's with Camara once more, just inside the Arsenal half. Olympiacos have the ball on the left here. Here is Ryabchuk inside the Arsenal penalty area. Low ball across. Gabriel was there. And then Xhaka helps on the clearance. Arsenal looking to break here as Odegaard plays a lovely ball into the stride of Bukayo Saka. He's running at Jan Mvia here. Remember, Mvia's on a yellow card. Saka cuts inside, sticks one up at the far post. Willian takes it down, cuts infield. Willian, shot deflected. And it's almost crept under Jose Sar's crossbar, but the goalkeeper was equal to it. But it's a good counter-attack from Arsenal. The deflection came off of Sokratis of all people. No stranger to putting his body in the way. Greeks in possession. Deep inside their own half with Jan Mvia now. Ball forward to Valbuena. Just turns away from Gabriel, who just caught him. I think he's going to get away. I thought he was going to get away without the booking. But according to the referee, I think he's been told that Gabriel's just stepped on Valbuena there. He's not like the action with which Gabriel committed the foul. Just jars Valbuena's knee if you see it again. It is a foul. It is a yellow card. You come into the back of someone like that, you can't really have any complaints. You can't really have any arguments. For half-time fast approaching here. Olympiacos 0, Arsenal 1 in the Giorgos Karaiskakis Stadium in Piraeus. Here's Valbuena. Plays the ball right to Lala. Floats one into the box. Partey wins the header. Xander says he never stepped on him. Yeah, on second glance he didn't. But he didn't like the way that he came in from the back. Look, at the end of the day, if you come into the back of someone and you don't touch the ball, then you're going to get booked, especially in Europe. Here's Aubameyang in that inside left position. He likes to get in, gets into the box now. Just about keeps it alive, though, after some pressure from Sokratis. Here is Willian. Just inside the box now, in the corner of the penalty area. Willian will chase the ball after a deflection, and Sokratis was on hand to make a sliding challenge and concede a corner kick. The hosts have a player down. I think it's Camara who's down. after a clash with Martin Odegaard, but it wasn't a foul. It's going to be an Arsenal corner, which Willian is going to take. Gabriel and David Luiz are both forward. Big hello to the Rangers, easy okay. He says, alright Harry mate, wouldn't mind a Battle of Britain in the quarterfinals. Paul, I'll be sure to check on Nigel. Cheers, mate. It's going to be Willian to deliver the ball. Plays it short, actually, to Kieran Tierney. Arsenal completely changing the angle here. They've switched the ball all the way to the right-hand side. And now Bellerin considers putting it into the box, but he can't do so. Big thank you, by the way, to Paul for your super chat. Thank you for your donation, man. It's really, really appreciated. And thank you. Yeah, and Villa will clear it for Olympiacos. The ball breaks to Partey midway inside the Olympiacos half. David Luiz stayed forward. He thought he'd won Arsenal a free kick on the edge of the D. Referee Daniel Siebert waves play on, and the hosts break forward here with Camara. Bukayo Saka got an important toe in. Again, Olympiacos won a free kick that they're not going to get. The ball's back with Bernd Leno now in his own penalty area. He's got two Olympiacos players around him. Plays a pass to Thomas Partey. And the half-time whistle has gone. It is Arsenal 1, Olympiacos 0. Martin Odegaard is the man whose goal separates the two sides. And what a strike it was. Lots of power. Precision, I don't know if that's the right word, because it was right down the goalkeeper's throat. But the ball had so much whip and dip and movement on it that it ended up completely catching Jose Sá off guard. He did get an arm to it, the Portuguese goalkeeper, but he was unable to keep it out. And as a result, the Gunners lead by 1-0 at half-time. Let me know your thoughts on that first half. I'm going to take a brief break. I won't even be 2 minutes, so don't go anywhere. Make sure you stay on the stream, and I'll be back in just a couple of minutes while I catch my breath. And we're back. Welcome to our live watch along of Olympiacos versus Arsenal in the UEFA Europa League. And it's been a good half for the Gunners. You know, there have been a couple of hairy moments. There's no doubt about that. But we lead. We've got the away goal. We haven't conceded yet. So there's plenty to be positive about from an Arsenal perspective. Going to have a look at some of your questions. Going to give you briefly my thoughts on that first half, and I thought we started the game like a house on fire, and it's quite clearly a thing at Arsenal now. You know, there's clearly been an emphasis on performing well in the early stages of the matches and coming out of the traps quickly, because you've seen it become a bit of a theme lately, whereby we've tried to, you know, really impose ourselves in the early stages of games, and I like that. But when you are on top and when you are dictating the game, you have to take those opportunities, and we've seen that. We've seen our failure to do that in the last couple of months or so bite us on the arse on many occasions. So yeah, you know, it's good that we got the goal. It's good that we got our reward. But you know, you watch this Arsenal team, and you know, there'll be a big debate about the playing out from the back thing. And listen, I've said it before. I understand why we do it, and I think it is probably the right way to go. But you know, we've got too many players who just look so uncomfortable in those situations, and I really am worried that we could potentially hit that self-destruct button again. And you know, if Arsenal can go and get a second in that second period and manage to keep a clean sheet, this would be an incredible result to take back to the Emirates Stadium next week. So there's plenty to be positive about. Martin Odegaard getting on the score sheet as well is obviously another positive. Talked about the goal at the time. You know, really powerful, venomous strike. And look, at the end of the day, you don't shoot, you don't score. And how many years have we been sitting here as Arsenal fans saying that we want to see players take shots on from the edge of the box? We want to see us be a little bit more brave, a little bit more ambitious in those situations. And Martin Odegaard, to his credit, did exactly that. And it's paid off at the end of the day. Let's go over to the live chat and see what you guys are saying. I know some of you have put some questions in there, so let's see what you guys are saying. Topher says, would you bring Cedric in after 55 minutes? Bellerin isn't working. I don't think that Bellerin's been bad tonight. I'm not sure where the kind of the criticism for Bellerin is coming in here. Right? You know, I don't think he's been amazing, but I think he's, you know, he created obviously that opportunity for Aubameyang early on, which, you know, Aubameyang's header ended up forcing a save out of the goalkeeper onto the crossbar. But I think Arsenal have done okay. I wouldn't make any changes at the moment. Just looking at some of the half-time stats, 58% possession, 9 shots in comparison to their 4. So we're clearly on top here. I'm not sure I'd change anything at this moment in time, if I'm honest. Let's see what else you guys are saying. Junior Gunner says the first half was okay. Nothing more, nothing less. Lewis Cooper says, who do you think will make the mistake to make it 1-1 in the second half? I don't even want to think about it. I'm just watching back the Odegaard goal now. And you see it, like, he hits the ball. And although, I keep saying this, but although it's down the keeper's throat, the movement on the ball and the venom with which that strike has been hit makes Jose Sarr not want to take a risk. It makes him not want to try and catch the ball, not want to hold the ball. And that's why he like sort of claws at it. And that movement just catches him out at the very last minute. And it's ended up in the back of the net. It'll be very disappointing when he watches that back. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's a really good hit from Odegaard. And if you hit the target, you always stand a chance of scoring. Just having a look at that Aubameyang headed chance as well. It was a weird one, wasn't it? Because the ball came over and he kind of gets into position and he stands. And from a standing position, he tries to generate that power with his kind of neck muscles. And it takes a deflection. Keeper does really well to parry it onto the crossbar. But he also had another chance as well, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, where he got in behind the Olympiacos defence and he just checked back onto that stronger right foot of his and just allowed the defence to get back and close him down. And ultimately the effort was blocked. But you know, it's been a pretty good half for Arsenal. And, you know, yeah, there have been a couple of dodgy moments. There have been a couple of moments where we've threatened to give something away, something cheap away, but we haven't ultimately. We've had a bit of luck today, and you can't say that's been the case in recent weeks. But, we talked about the Odegaard pass earlier on that led to Bruma getting a shot away, but the David Luiz one was even worse. It was diabolical. And ultimately, he's given the ball to Masouras literally on the corner of the 6-yard box. Unfortunately for us, he's not been good enough to put that in the back of the net and beat Bernd Leno and equalise. So we're a little bit fortunate in that sense. But do you know what? We've been missing a bit of luck for so long that we'll take it. We won't complain. We'll take it and we move forward. Quick reminder, if you're enjoying the watch along and you want me to be able to bring you guys more watch alongs and more content, and you want to become a member, part of our private Discord server, which is always great fun, then feel free to click on the link in the description and sign up to become a member of the channel and support me to bring you more content like this. I really enjoy doing it. And obviously the more members we've got, the bigger the community grows, and we'd love to have you. Also, if you haven't already, hit the like button as well. We're 8 likes away from the magic 100, which is where we need to get to at minimum. So yeah, if you haven't done that already, there's enough of you in the chat. So if you haven't done it already, please do smash that like button. It doesn't cost a thing. What else have we got here in terms of your comments? Just trying to pick something out. Mr. Marlowe says, who would you sub if things stay the same? Right now, I wouldn't sub anyone, but if we did, I think probably later on when Olympiacos probably feel they need to come out a little bit more, I think Pepe would be probably more beneficial than Willian on that left hand side, just for the element of pace and the threat that he brings on the counter attack. Xander says, I think there is expired members in the Discord, FYI. I will check that out, my friend. I will check that out. It's something to look at. I will look at it. What else have we got here? Harry Partey seems to try a lot from distance. He must have a rocket boot. Why isn't he trying more free kicks? I don't want him to, based on the way his shooting's been so far, to be honest with you. Creambone says, Harry, do you think Olympiacos are there for the taking? Man City only managed to beat them 1-0. I think it's one of those games where you've got to be professional and you've got to manage it right. And, you get to the 70th minute at 1-0 and you see that you're probably not going to get a second, you're not getting much joy, then you kind of let the game fizzle out. That's good game management, in my opinion. But equally, when those opportunities do come along, we have to be clinical, we have to be ruthless, because how many times over the years have we not done that? Have we kind of dropped the gear when we've taken the lead and then conceded a late equaliser, and then been left to kind of rue the fact that we took our foot off the gas a little bit? So there's a balance to be found there, if I'm honest. So yeah, we're going to have to see how the second half pans out and manage the game accordingly. Any more questions, any more thoughts, get them in the live chat. It really I'd really love to hear from you guys and to answer some of your questions as best I can. Let's have a look at some more of those statistics. Just having a look at some of them here on the screen. Just flicking websites, because for some reason that one's taking a little bit of a while. Just a quick roundup actually of what's going on around Europe as well. Manchester United obviously held to a 1-1 draw by AC Milan at Old Trafford. Slavia Prague and Rangers drew 1-1 in Prague. It's a decent result for Steven Gerrard's side. Arsenal, of course, lead in Piraeus. Tottenham lead Dynamo Zagreb. Harry Kane, the goal scorer. Glad that he's playing, actually, ahead of the North London derby at the weekend. Wouldn't be surprised if he's taken off early, but there you go. Ajax defeated Young Boys by 3-0 in Amsterdam. Dynamo Kiev 0, Villarreal 2. So Unai Emery's side putting themselves in a very good position to progress. Granada 1, Molde 0 at halftime. And Roma currently lead Shakhtar Donetsk. I've got a triple bet on tonight, actually, which is Arsenal, Tottenham and Roma all to win tonight. So currently, as it stands, things are looking good there. but there's a long way to go, and I'm normally really unlucky when it comes to bets, so not going to count my chickens before they hatch on that one. Let's go back over to the YouTube page and see what you guys are saying here. Daniel Gordon says, if I click the like again, does it count? Unfortunately, it doesn't. But we've got to the 100 likes. So thank you very, very much. Xander, just had a look about your thing about the members. I can't see any members that are, their membership's expired. So there's a few that have rejoined, which is great, or changed the status of their membership. But thanks for keeping an eye on it. But I'll have a look into it properly. But I can't see an issue there. But I will check it out properly after the watch along. It's a bit difficult to do it right now, of course. But thanks for keeping an eye on things. Thomas says, hey Harry, why do you think Pepe is not allowed to play? In fairness, Thomas, you know, I think it's difficult to deny that Willian has been quite good of late. And for that reason, I'm not really going to kick off about Willian being picked ahead of him at the moment. You know, an out of form Willian, I'd agree with you. I'd say, well, what has Pepe got to do to get a game? But as I say, I think Willian's given a good account of himself lately. So I don't think it's an outrageous decision to leave Pepe out in comparison to maybe, you know, had he done it 3-4 weeks ago, for example. Daniel says, Harry, you look like you just woke up. It's the hair, man. It's all over the shop. It's too long. I don't know what to do with it anymore. I don't know what to do with it anymore. Let's see what else you guys are saying. Rory says, Harry, what's the odds on us winning the Europa League? Worth a £5. Do you know what? I'll check that out for you in a minute. Olympiacos have made a couple of changes, by the way. Fortunis, who was touted as one of their better players. I'm surprised he wasn't in the starting lineup. He's coming on. As is Cholevas, who you'll probably recognise from his days at Watford. He's come onto the pitch. So they're bringing on the Greek guns in Cholevas. Fortunis is on. Valbuena's gone off. Interesting. He's been replaced by Fortunis, and we're back underway here. Just working out who else has gone off. If Cholevas has come on, then it must be Oleg Ryabchuk, I would say. But I'll keep my eyes peeled on that and try and work it out. Gooner says shave it off. I haven't got the heart to do it. Here is Bellerin on the right hand side. Plays it back in field to Thomas Partey. Now it's with Gabriel in our own half. Plays it left to Granit Xhaka. Arsenal 6-1 in answer to your question about the odds. Decent, not bad. Worth a punt maybe. Here is Xhaka, plays it left to Tierney. It's to drive in field and then just lays it off to Granit Xhaka under pressure, but does well to pick out Willian. Ball in field. Xhaka lets it run. Partey picks it up. Thinks about the shot from distance. Has the shot from distance. But it's a comfortable collection for the goalkeeper. Just took a bounce in front of him, but Jose Sá read it all the way. Just confirmation of that second Olympiacos sub. It is Oleg Ryabchuk, who's been replaced by Cholevas. The Partey shots are becoming a bit of a theme in the live chat. Here is Sogradis. Now it's with Jan Mvia. Again, Olympiacos taking up that shape where Bouchalakis just drops alongside the two centre halves, and the full-backs become almost wing-backs. Here is Holevas on the ball, to the feet of Masouras, back to Holevas. Now it's Jan and Villa. Daniel Gordon says, is this Olympiacos side full of Greek internationals? There's two more on the pitch with those half-time substitutions, but prior to that, there was only Socrates and Bouchalakis, two. So now there's four. It's not full by any stretch of the imagination of Greeks, but that's why they're so dominant in the Greek league. Free kick conceded there by Masouras, the Olympiacos man. Here is Partey. Plays it left to Granit Xhaka. Around about the halfway line, it's back to Partey. Xhaka's got it again. Into Aubameyang, just lays it off to Kieran Tierney. Goes back to Xhaka, just inside Olympiacos' half. Does well to skip away from his man there. Plays a risky ball inside to Thomas Partey, but he dealt with it well, the Ghanaian. You can see that the Greeks have started with a bit more intensity in terms of their press, I would say, in the early stages of this second period. Here is Kieran Tierney to the left of the penalty area. Looks to go beyond his man, and it's dealt with by Kenny Lala. Back to Socrates. He clears it forward. Apologies. Ball's alive here on the edge of the box. So if Odegaard can get a foot in, Socrates with a slide tackle takes everything. Big hello to BJ Plays. Not sure about that screen name, but there you go. Olympiacos fan. Here is Bouchalakis. Now it's with Holevas on the left. Midway inside Arsenal's half. Just lays it off to Jan and Villa now on the halfway line. Here is Fortunis, the substitute. Plays it right to Lala. Here's the sub once more. Back in field to Lala. Just can't quite get it under control. And Granit Xhaka was on hand to sweep up before Gabriel clears the ball out for an Olympiacos throw-in, which they'll take from the right-hand side quickly. I'm not sure what the referee's decision is here. I think they're going to have to retake it from this right wing position. Lala is going to take it. It's back to Socrates. Now it's square to Bouchalakis. Tommy Boy says Olympiacos only. Here is Socrates once more into the feet of Fortunis. Looks for the run of his fullback. El Arabi might still get on the end of it. No, he won't, because Bernd Leno was on hand to clean it up. He plays the ball short to David Luiz to his right. Plays the ball into midfield. Thomas Partey just helps it on to Martin Ødegaard. He's on the halfway line, the Norwegian. Make sure, as Thomas says, you smash the like button if you haven't done so already. It's free. But it really, really does help. Lovely back heel there from Thomas Partey to pick out Bukayo Saka. And Arsenal on the move here down the left-hand side now with Kieran Tierney. Just lays it off to Xhaka. Tierney will get it back. You can just see that there's a reluctance from Tierney, or whether it's Tierney or on the other side, to just throw the ball into the penalty area, because Arsenal are really lacking that type of striker. With all the room and overloads we create in the wide areas, you do feel that if we had that kind of player, it'd be a much more devastating outfit. Here is Tierney on the left. Receives a ball from Thomas Partey. Looks to go beyond Kenny Lala. Gets to the byline, but then checks back. Now it's with Saka, who's on the left all of a sudden. Runs into the brick wall that is Socrates, who brings the ball away. Gives it to Brumite. Goes all the way back to Sarr. He clears it upfield. Xhaka's underneath this. Gets ahead to it. David Luiz will receive it at centre-back under very, very little pressure. Xhaka once more on the halfway line for the Gunners. Into the feet of Partey. He goes back to Gabriel at centre-back though. You can see the Olympiacos press really begins when that ball moves into the midfield. They've been a lot more aggressive in that press, I would say, at the start of this second period. Clearly got a bit of a blasting from Pedro Martins during the half-time break. Here's Thomas Partey into Saka. Nice turn into the feet of Aubameyang. Looks to lay it off again for Saka, but just didn't execute it right. And Camara comes away with it, plays it forward. Xhaka gets there, does brilliantly. And then Saka was alive to it. Xhaka wants a foul. He's not going to get one. Arsenal just need to play on, just need to get on with it. Willian plays a lovely ball in for Aubameyang. He's inside Olympiacos' box, cuts inside his man, finds Kieran Tierney, back to Aubameyang. Looks to put it towards the far post. It'll fall to Bukayo Saka on the edge of the box, and he's completely spooned it. Expect more from a player of Bukayo Saka's technical ability. I think there was a bit of a hesitation from Bukayo Saka because Kieran Tierney was obviously in the vicinity as well. And perhaps he didn't quite adjust himself in time, wondering if Kieran Tierney was going to be the man to get the strike away. Here is David Luiz. Now it's with Bellerin on the right. Carrying the ball forward and taking up an inverted position, as he does so frequently in this Arsenal side. Odegaard drifting infield with the ball, just lays it off to Xhaka, continues his run. Tierney's in some space on the left here. He whips one in towards the far post. Aubameyang's waiting for it to come down. Kolevas got ahead to it. Aubameyang keeps it alive. And now Saka has it inside the box. Finds Odegaard on the edge of the penalty area. He's got Bellerin on the outside of him. Picks him out. Bellerin drives one across the penalty area. It's been deflected off of Kolevas. But I think the flag went up against Hector Bellerin. It's the only explanation as to why that's not a corner. Arsenal are going to make a change. Dani Ceballos is stripped and ready. Yeah, the flag went up against Bellerin, but I don't think Bellerin was offside. It was certainly tight. Thomas Partey is being replaced after 54 minutes. Dani Ceballos is going to replace him. Is Thomas Partey injured again? That's the question here. The reality is that he hasn't been very good tonight, and he wasn't very good against Burnley after that first half an hour. So I'm not surprised that Mikel is making this change. But what is the reason behind it? Interesting. Ceballos wins it back for Arsenal high up. Looks for Aubameyang. It's a poor pass. In truth, from the Spaniard. Arsenal concede possession. David Luiz with a strong header there. Interesting to know what that's all about with Thomas Partey. Obviously, I don't have any commentary on or anything like that to know if any of the pitch side reporters have said anything. So if you know, or if you hear anything, feel free to let me know in the chat. But, I mean, he just doesn't look fit, does he? He's looked the shadow of the player that we saw when we first brought him into the side. He didn't look very, very good in the game against Burnley. I didn't think after the first half an hour, and I don't think he's looked good tonight. Here is Xhaka. Sprays the ball out towards the right. Bellerin just checked his run and probably should have continued it. He's going to go out for an Olympiacos throw-in at the left-back position. Rory says it could also be because we have Spurs this weekend. I just think that to make that change this early on in the half, in a game that is so finely balanced, that just doesn't make sense to me. If you're talking about Arsenal being 2-3 goals to the good and you're talking about the 75th minute, save a bit of legs, I get that. But to make a change after 55 minutes suggests to me that either he's not fit, either he's feeling something, or Mikel Arteta's just not been happy with his performance, and it's not been great. So, I wouldn't be against that if that was the decision and the view. And also, Dani Ceballos is someone who could probably cope with the press quite well. Well, I say that, and he's lost the ball to Youssef El Arabi. Edge of the D. El Arabi equalises. Olympiacos are back on level terms. Was just talking about how Dani Ceballos is technically very, very gifted, but again, for the second Europa League game running, he's cost us with a dreadful mistake. He's given away the ball in a really key area, and from then on, it's come to Youssef El Arabi. Leno can't set himself, and El Arabi finds the bottom corner. It's really poor from Ceballos, but again, I would question why the ball's even being played to him in that situation. I know people are going to say this is the way we want to play. I know people are going to say that's the intention. But my word, we can't keep doing this to ourselves. We can't keep pressing that self-destruct button every single match. We've done it 3 or 4 times in the first half and we've got away with it. But this is just not good enough. It can't keep happening. I'm going to hold fire on the Ceballos criticism because I want to see it again. I do wonder if it was the right decision from Bernd Leno to play the ball to him. But regardless, you know, whoever's at fault, we can't keep doing this to ourselves. We can't keep shooting ourselves in the foot. They've made a change as well. Randjelovic is on for Bruma. Olympiacos are back in this game and they've not had to work for it. They've had numerous opportunities tonight off the back of Arsenal mistakes, and it was only a matter of time before they took one of them. I said it, I thought that Ceballos would cope with the press. I thought that Ceballos just a little bit more energetic, a little bit more guile about him. That he might have coped with it a little bit better, but in almost his first or second touch, second involvement in the game, he's given the ball away in a really dangerous area. And off the back of that, the Greeks have levelled the tie. Here is Odegaard. Now Ceballos. Approaching Olympiacos' penalty area. Odegaard into Bellerin. Odegaard gets it back. Odegaard has it again to the right of Olympiacos' penalty area. Just cuts inside onto that stronger left foot of his. Finds Ceballos into Saka. Him and Odegaard trying to work some space. It's with Bellerin. Now Ceballos again on the corner of the penalty area. Here is Odegaard into Saka. Looks for the run of Aubameyang. I'm not sure whether that was his intention. What his intention was. Just seeing that goal again. And, you know, El Arabi is one of those players that's just got a knack against Arsenal. And he worked hard. He pressed Ceballos. He won the ball. And Bernd Leno's out of position because he's just played the pass. And he can't set himself. He can't get back in position. And El Arabi's effort's not even in the corner. And it's beating him. It's really disappointing. You know, and from potentially having a great result, you know, we can still go away with a decent result here. 1-1 draw is what I predicted before the game. And that wouldn't be a bad result. But the worrying thing about these individual errors right now is that they're not coming from one player. They're coming from so many. And, you know, maybe it's just time to accept that we don't have the right players to try and play this way. Fortunis with a free kick for Olympiacos just inside the Arsenal half. Bouhalagis gives it away. He's conceded a throw-in. FX Entertainment says error after error after error. And he's absolutely right. Levas with a throw-in in the left-back position. Here's Xhaka. Goes down under the challenge of Bouchalagis. He's got to be careful because he's on a yellow card. Here is Odegaard. Square to Willian. Now Tierney whips it in. Met by Socrates' head. Topher says, my hair is turning grey. Yeah, mine too, mate. Here come Olympiacos with Randjelovic. Here's Bouchalagis. Thinks about shooting from distance. Doesn't in the end. Plays it left and the ball's put into the box towards the direction of Youssef El Arabi. It's gone out for an Arsenal goal kick. There's over 200 of you watching us live right now. So please do smash the like button if you haven't done so already. And if you're interested in becoming a member of the channel, you can do so by clicking the link in the description. Don't forget, around about 10:15 tonight, I'll be bringing you the post-match reaction podcast following this game as well. Arza says, are you Cypriot, mate? Yes, I am. Ferradoon says he's fed up of watching Arsenal. He says, Leno, use your brain. A lot of people will look at Bernd Leno for that as well, you know, and I want to see it again. And I want to, analyse it a little bit deeper. But it is fucking disappointing, isn't it? It's the nature of the goals that we're conceding right now that's really frustrating, man. There's no getting away from how bad it is, how poor it is. And I said it earlier on, didn't I? When I done a stream earlier on today, and I was talking about, my starting lineup. I said the one thing I hope tonight was that Mikel Arteta didn't get let down by individual stupid mistakes, because tactically I think it's been spot on. But we've been sloppy. And we've gone brain dead in certain situations, and we just keep doing it time and time again. And you talk about the manager, and people want to blame the manager and pick on the manager and say it's his fault. And if Xhaka doesn't do it, Symeou does it. Who do you play in the midfield then? Because Partey tonight was shit. Symeou was brought on to replace him. He goes and costs us the goal. Xhaka, I would say, has been one of our best players on the park tonight. So, this is the problem. None of them are consistent. None of them are completely trustworthy. You look at them and you just can't rely on any of them at the moment. And that's what makes this job so much difficult. So much more difficult for Mikel Arteta. Paul Nell says, Harry, you're just pissed about your three-way bet. To be honest, mate, I even forgot about that temporarily. But it would be my luck, wouldn't it, that Arsenal would be the ones to let me down. Tottenham still winning by 1-0. Roma still winning by 1-0. So it's just typical that Arsenal will be the ones to mess me up. Sam says, Harry, you should just replay the reaction from the last two matches and save your voice, mate. Each game is exactly the same. Missed chances. Couldn't agree more. Arsenal have a free kick here, and it's put into the box by Martin Odegaard towards the far post. Headed clear. Bellerin will retrieve it for the Gunners. David Luiz will receive it in a right wing position. It's Kenny Lala back defending there, and he plays the ball into Bouchalagis in midfield. Goes back to Jan Mvia in line with the edge of his own 6-yard box. He plays a ball into midfield, and Olympiacos look to break away. Here is the number 72, Kenny Lala. This time popping up on the right-hand side is Randjelovic. Steps inside Willian. Lays it off to Fortunis. Back to Lala on the right. Here's Camara. Nice ball in behind Olympiacos. Pull one back across the penalty area, and somehow Youssef El Arabi has failed to put Olympiacos into the lead there. The referee's given a corner, so you can only assume that Hector Bellerin has made a vital block here. Just having another look at it. Cut back. Yeah, Hector Bellerin's done brilliantly there. He's done fantastically well, Bellerin, to make that block. That is a key block, because had it not been for that, Arsenal would be 2-1 down now. In comes the corner. Met by the head of Gabriel. Willian helps it on. Aubameyang having to work back and defend. Fortunis takes it down on the right hand side, steps inside Xhaka, puts it in towards the far post area. Bella in there on hand again. The Greeks are still on the attack here. Ball into the box, this time hooked away by Kieran Tierney. They're really upping things here, Olympiacos. They're really taking the game to Arsenal at the moment, and Arsenal struggling to cope with it. But with them coming out and being a little bit more aggressive and a little bit more ambitious, is it time now to make a change? Is it time now to bring on the likes of Nicolas Pepe, who probably just give us a little bit more threat on the counter-attack right now? You know, the pace of Aubameyang, Saka and Pepe is some threat, particularly on the break. I think it's probably the right time to think about doing something like that. Luiz into Bellerin, poor ball. Lewis Cooper says every game feels the same at the moment. It really, really does, doesn't it? Really bloody does. Here is Jan Mvia at left centre-back for Olympiacos. Just plays it into Socrates. The ball just rolls under his foot. Bouchalakis will pick it up. He plays it into Camara. Camara's received it again. He's looked just as good as bloody Thomas Partey tonight, and I bet he only costs 5 million at best, let alone 45. I've not been impressed with Thomas Partey for a few weeks now. Here's El Arabi on the edge of the box, trying to make space for the shot, plays it out left. Olympiacos pressuring Arsenal here. Ball stood up into the penalty area. Xhaka with a header into Odegaard's path, does well to turn away from his man. He's waiting for Saka to make the run. He skips past his man brilliantly there, Odegaard, and plays a lovely ball in behind for Bukayo Saka. He's to the right of Olympiacos' penalty area. Just slowed down a bit though, Saka. He's inside the box now, trying to make space for the shot on his left foot. It's blocked by Bouchalakis, and then the Greek clears it forward. El Arabi though, pickpocketed by David Luiz, who's come surging forward out of the defence for Arsenal. Bit more aggression. That's what we want to see from the Gunners. Here is Bellerin, just lays it off to Dani Ceballos. The man whose error, just a couple of minutes after he'd been brought onto the pitch, has seen Olympiacos draw level, draw blood from this Arsenal side, who really looked in no danger of conceding. The only danger we ever looked in was from situations of our own making. And you get away with it once, you get away with it twice, you get away with it a third time, but you will not get away with it again at this level, and Arsenal have been punished. Here is Odegaard on the edge of Olympiacos' penalty area. To Bellerin. Back to Odegaard. Now Saka, Odegaard once more. Looking for Willian, finds him on the edge of the D. He helps it on to Xhaka, who was maybe 5-6 yards deeper. Tierney trying to combine with Willian to create some space. Nice ball into Ceballos. Does well to take that under control, Ceballos. Here he is again on the corner of the box. Nice threaded ball into Odegaard. Skips away from a couple of challenges. Looks to get a shot away. It's blocked. And Socrates was on hand to head it clear after the ball flicked up into the air. Nice play though from Arsenal in and around the opposition penalty area. Odegaard and Ceballos and Bellerin all combining on that right hand side. Olympiacos have a player down at the moment. It's the captain, Andreas Bouchalakis, and you feel as though they're just trying to take the sting out of the game here. Bad news from the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium is that Tottenham are now 2 goals to the good. Harry Kane with a second in that one. And my 3-way bet is going to be fucked up by Arsenal, isn't it? It just is, you know. Never bet on your own team, eh? Don't forget, if you haven't hit the like button already, please do so. We're on 123 likes. Let's get it up to 150. There's enough of you in the chat to do that. And it obviously helps a lot. Just seeing Bouchalakis just stuck a leg out to make that block from Martin Odegaard's shot. I'm not sure how he's got injured off the back of that, but apparently he has. Here is Radjelovic. Ceballos Heads it on to Xhaka. He hooks it up in the air. Odegaard with a neat touch, but the referee's going to pull it back for a free kick. And, you know, talking about the goal and talking about the way it came about. And, you know, Dani Ceballos will shoulder some of the blame, some of the responsibility, agreed. But, I mean, this is the second time in 2 games that Bernd Leno has played a pass like that. Where, you know, the difference is that Dani Ceballos is facing his own goal, can't really see what is going on around him. But Bernd Leno, from his position, he can see the whole pitch. And he's got to make a better decision, in my opinion. That's the key here. He can see the whole pitch. You can see it all unfolding. Big thanks to Paul Nell for your very kind super chat donation. He says, 2 Big Macs for you, Harry. Appreciate the content. Thank you very much, mate. If I hadn't already eaten tonight, I might have ordered one to make me feel better after this second half performance. But thank you so much, mate. Really, really appreciate it. And really appreciate the support. Seeing Odegaard and El Arabi involved in a challenge there. Arsenal in possession though, inside Olympiacos' half. Here's Ceballos. Come on, man, we need a second goal here. Bellerin into the box. Sarr parries it. Only as far as Tierney, who's inside the box, but he's not going to get a shot off Kieran Tierney. Willian's been quite lively in and around the penalty area, to be fair to him. Gets a lot of stick from the Arsenal fan base, but I think he's done okay. Steven says, Olympiacos manager Pedro Martins looks like he could be a villain in John Wick. Ceballos with a pass across the front of our penalty area. Not sure I like that, but at least he had a look this time. Here is Xhaka. But yeah, going back to that point, you know, I think it's impossible not to shoulder some of the blame on Bernd Leno as well. And I know it's what he's instructed to do and all of that. But sometimes, man, just use your common sense. Mikel Arteta's not going to drop you, Bernd Leno, if you decide to use your common sense on the odd occasion. You know, there was 3 or 4 Olympiacos players in close proximity to Ceballos when that pass was played. Willian with a shot from the edge of the box is high and wide. You know, there were 3 or 4 Olympiacos players in close proximity to Dani Ceballos when he's played that pass. And I just wonder why he gets a buy from so many fans and a pass. You know, off the back of that. Gooner says, where are the subs? Yeah, I think we're probably going to see something. I think I can just see somebody getting changed. But it's, when you're on TV, when you're watching it on TV, not able to go to the game and actually cover it, it's difficult. You know, you can only see what the TV shows you. You know, often when you're in the ground, you can just have a little glance over and see what exactly is going on. Willian's gone down with what the referee Daniel Siebert has described as a head injury. That's why he stopped play. I think it might have been Youssef El Arabi involved in the clash. Big physical unit he is. It's going to be Mohamed Elneny who's going to come on. Is this Mikel Arteta's way of trying to shore things up and get out of here with the 1-1 draw? I know that Mikel Arteta is going to get a lot of stick, isn't he, for this change. But Olympiacos are making a change of their own, and it is going to be Youssef El Arabi who makes way. And that comes as a bit of a relief, actually, because he's a nuisance. He's a real problem. I mean, look how many players were around. We've just seen the replay. Look how many players were around Ceballos at that time. Bernd Leno can see the situation. He can see the pitch in front of him. Surely he's got to do better. El Arabi's been replaced by Ahmed Hassan. Long ball forward towards Aubameyang. Takes it down on the edge of the box. Tries to feed Odegaard. Odegaard gets the shot away. It's blocked. And then Sokratis clears it up the field. Here is Ceballos. Saka. Ceballos gets it back. Bellerin into Ceballos. Here's Willian. Left to Tierney. He's not had much joy against the fullback this time, this second half, but he stood up across into the arms of Jose Sarr. As Gabriel hooks one into the air. So Olympiacos looking to stage another attack. Here's David Luiz. Gabriel plays it left to Kieran Tierney. Now it's with Willian. Ceballos does well on the stretch to find Martin Odegaard. Now it's Saka to the right of Olympiacos' penalty area. Finds Ceballos on the edge of the D. Nice ball out to the right. Here's Bellerin, looks to cut it back, but it's cut out at the near post by Bouchalakis. It's going to be an Arsenal corner with around about 12 minutes to go. Pepe is coming on, incidentally, as well as Elneny. Arsenal take the corner short and quickly. Willian will deliver it into the box. Gabriel at the far post. Oh, that's a brilliant header from Gabriel at the far post. And Arsenal are back in front. It's another Willian assist. And that is one hell of a header from Gabriel at the far post. Yann Villa's down and he's going to try and claim he's been fouled there. But that is a wonderful delivery and a wonderful header. Look at that from Willian into the penalty area. And there was Gabriel. He rose brilliantly. Really powerful header from Gabriel. And that's what he brings you in the opposition penalty area. It's a great leap. It's a great header in towards that far corner. And Harry's bet is back on, as well as Arsenal having scored their second away goal of the evening. Come on. The VAR are looking at this, and this is absolutely ridiculous because there is not a single hint of a foul in there, right? He is already up in the air when he wins that header. I beg your pardon, are the VAR looking at this, or are they just all gathered because Yann Villa is down on the ground? So Gradis is arguing with his former teammates, which is just typical of the man, you know. And that's not to slag him off, you know. He just really cares. He's asking for them to have a look at the VAR. Is he going to go and have a look at the VAR? This is absolute fucking nonsense. This is nonsense. It's not a foul. It is not a foul. I'm not having that. No way is that a foul. Yann Villa absolutely milking it. Who is he going over to book here? Someone on the substitutes bench. You'd imagine. Yeah, it's one of the Olympiacos. I think that's Dorosidis, is it? He's been shown a card. Mohamed Elneny's on. He replaces Willian. There's an additional body in the midfield as Arsenal look to protect this lead. Emile Smith-Rowe is also coming on. He is going to replace Martin Odegaard, and it's going to be Bukayo Saka who is replaced by Nicola Pepe. Check complete. Goal stands. There was no reason for that goal ever to be questioned. It's a wonderful jump from Gabriel. Goal stands. Gabriel's the man who's got it. And Arsenal lead Olympiacos for the second time. Fingers crossed we can see it out this time around. Here is Kieran Tierney for the Gunners. Looks for the run of Aubameyang in behind Sokratis. He just didn't take any risks there with Jose Sa coming out of his goal. He just wanted to clear it. Didn't clear it very far though, although the ball did go out for a throw-in, which Arsenal are going to take via Kieran Tierney. Oh. Busy few minutes. Stressful few minutes, you might say. We'd hope now that Arsenal have done enough to leave here with an advantage. Not just a goal advantage, but 2 away goals as well. Here is Bernd Leno. Long ball forward this time towards Aubameyang. Just cushions it down with his chest to Emile Smith-Rowe. And Aubameyang gets it back. Here is Ceballos. Now it's Smith-Rowe inside the penalty area. Angle closing all the time though. He's on the left of the penalty area now. Lays it off to Aubameyang. Arsenal just looking to keep possession. Smith-Rowe plays it infield for Xhaka. Just lays it off for Ceballos, who's been quite good apart from that error, to be fair to him. And even then, I've watched it back again and I still think that the blame is partly with him. But for me, Leno's the main culprit. Bellerin across the goal. Oh my God, it's almost rolled across the goal line and nobody was on hand to turn it in. Bellerin does really well on the right hand side to get him behind the Olympiacos defence. Pulls it right back across the goal. It was a lovely ball from Pepe to pick him out. It's in between the goalkeeper and the near post. And just nobody was on hand at the far post to turn it in. Aubameyang maybe caught on his heels slightly there. Here is Xhaka. Ceballos goes back to Gabriel. Now it's with Mohamed Elneny. He'll shoot from distance. Mohamed Elneny! Oh, what a goal that is from Mohamed Elneny. And Arsenal have their third. And it's a third away goal. And surely now Arsenal are really in the driving seat in this tie. What a strike that is from the Egyptian Pirlo. Absolutely brilliant. Jose Sa couldn't keep it out. And Mohamed Elneny, every now and again, he pulls one of those out of the bag. He's got to be 20 yards out there, Mohamed Elneny. 25 yards out. He hammers it towards the far post. Wonderful strike, clean strike, pure strike. And Jose Sa can do absolutely nothing about it. The ball spinning away from him all the time. Again, the Portuguese goalkeeper gets a hand to it. But there was no stopping that. And Arsenal have their third away goal. And Arsenal are in control in this tie. Mohamed Elneny, the Egyptian Pirlo, with a splendid goal. It's his second goal in the Europa League this season. And you can see the dejection on Sokratis' face. Because he knows that that goal could prove vital. How are we looking on the bet? That is the question. Tottenham 2-0 up, Roma 3-0 up, and Arsenal 3-1 up. Surely that is cashing in now. Makes it a doubly good night. Come on! And as Rory says, everyone was cursing when he was coming on, and he goes and does that. Absolutely brilliant. We've deserved to win this game tonight. There's no doubt about that. We really, really have. It's just frustrating that we allowed that moment to creep in, that moment of stupidity, because as much as we say that we've got plenty of firepower at the moment and we're playing well in the attacking third, better teams will take that one moment and punish you and not allow you to get back in front. So it's something we've got to learn from. Sam says your quid's in, Harry. You know what? I think it was a 4 or 5 to 1 as well, which is a very decent set of odds. It was one of those Paddy Power specials where they give you a special odds boost if you do it within a certain time. Paritosh says, do you want Spurs Arsenal final? Absolutely fucking not. Honestly, I don't know how I'd watch that. I really don't. Could barely watch the Champions League final when we got there. And that was against Barcelona. Could barely watch the Europa League final against Chelsea, let alone a final with Spurs. And Olympiacos are on the attack again, and they put a ball in towards their far post. But Kieran Tierney just taking no chances in heading it clear. And they have a throw-in on the right wing now. Alexander Lacazette is going to come on as well. He's going to replace Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Remember, 5 substitutions are permitted in this competition. Guys, we're just 14 likes away from hitting 150. So if you haven't done that already, please smash the like button. It really, really does help. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, because we are, before we went live, we were just a few away from hitting the next 100 mark. And I'm funny like that. I want round numbers. So I want to get to 12,400 on the YouTube channel. Dave Hill says, the least you can do is treat the missus, Harry. It's alright, she gets enough out of me. Here is Kieran Tierney. He's going to take a throw in for Arsenal. Just inside our own half on the left-hand side. Looks to go down the line into the direction of Alex Lacazette. It's met by the head of Kenny Lala, and then Yann Villa will just help it on to Jose Sarr in the Olympiacos goal. Plays it forward towards Ahmed Hassan. Helps it on, and Fortounis comes forward for the Greeks. Elneny back there defending. Gabriel getting his body in the way. Good work from Xhaka to find Kieran Tierney, and he smashes it down the line. Whew. Long ball forward, met by the head of Gabriel, and then Bellerin faces a bit of a foot race there with Ranjelovic, the substitute, but he wins it, Hector Bellerin. Now it's with Dani Ceballos into Lacazette. Ceballos once more gets it back from Nicola Pepe, the substitute. Now it's with Emile Smith-Rowe into Kieran Tierney, back in field to Xhaka. Takes a touch and plays it square to Mohamed Elneny, who's inside the centre circle. Finds Bellerin, he's taken up that inverted position. Lacazette looks to help it on to Pepe on the right flank. Kind of scooped the ball up into the air, but Pepe does well to get it under control, and he'll drive infield now for the Gunners. 89 minutes on the clock. Pepe coming forward. Can Arsenal add a fourth and really put this tie to bed? Here is Bellerin. Lovely ball into Lacazette, low across the box, and Pepe from inside the 6-yard boxes put it high and wide. It was a difficult angle, first of all, for Nicolas Pepe. He was under immense pressure from Socrates as well. Difficult chance that. You hear, if you're not watching the game and you heard me say from inside the 6-yard box, you're probably thinking, what the fuck is he doing and why hasn't he scored? But difficult opportunity that. 5 minutes of time added on at the end of this one. Had around about half a minute of that so far. Arsenal just need to keep their cool for another few minutes, and a 3-1 away win will be a very, very positive result and scoreline to take into that second leg. Here is Hector Bellerin. Goes back to David Luiz, just lets it run across his body and then plays it back to Bernd Leno. Let's hope that Bernd Leno sees some sense. Again, he's played that same pass. He's played that same fucking pass. Bernd Leno in between the players, pressing centrally. I know it's a plan, right? I understand it, but we're deep into stoppage time now. There's no need to try and lure them on for the press. There's just no need. Big thank you to T Marlow. Says great commentary, Harry. Good fun. All come on, you Gunners. Thank you, mate. Appreciate the support. Here is Mohamed Elneny. Just lays it off to Xhaka. Into Ceballos. He'll turn. He's inside the centre circle, the Spaniard. Plays it into Lacazette. He's got Pepe on the outside of him. Lays it off to the Ivorian. He's on the corner of Olympiacos' penalty area. Steps inside a couple of players. Bellerin plays it back out wide to Ceballos, who's taken up position. He's got a little bit more freedom now. Ceballos with Elneny sitting alongside Granit Xhaka. Nice ball out to the left-hand side where Kieran Tierney will pick it up. He plays it in behind for Emile Smith-Rowe. Here's Ceballos on the edge of the box. Dances past Bouchalakis and then runs into Socrates. He's had a decent game today, hasn't he, for Olympiacos? He's been in the thick of the action, as you'd expect. He's defended really well. Very popular man during his days at Arsenal. Mikel Arteta's spoken about it, so have some of his former teammates. Very much loved, very passionate about what he does. A model professional. It's unfortunately not the player that Mikel Arteta sees or saw as our future. And here is Jan Mvia into Cholevas. Gets it back from the winger. Here is Lala, now for Tunis, to the right. I'm just looking at the comment from Trison. He says, "Don't insult Harry, we will dislike your channel. Not all want to hear insults." What? What are you talking about? Are you talking about me dropping the odd swear word in there? Well, I apologise. Ball into the box from Fortunis, headed away by David Luiz, up into the air, and then Granit Xhaka helps it on. Paul Whitehead says, I'll come back to that in a minute because Arsenal are on the attack with Alexander Lacazette. Tries to find Emil Smith-Rowe, but again, Socrates was on hand, gets in the right way. Paul Whitehead says, coverage of football is shit in Australia, Harry. So I really appreciate this live call. Thanks, mate. Thank you for tuning in. Really, really appreciate it. Rory, thank you for your very kind super chat donation, mate. It's very much appreciated. He said, I think it's better that you have the fiver. The odds on great commentary is better than us winning the Europa League. Great win tonight. Hopefully we can do the same this weekend. Agreed. Bellerin puts one into the box. Can Arsenal add a fourth? Again, it was Socrates, the brick wall at the back for Olympiacos this evening, who got back and made the clearance. It's going to be an Arsenal corner. And you feel as though if Arsenal could nick a fourth here, the tie would really be done and dusted. Gianfranco says Bellerin has been good, by the way. He has. He's justified his selection. Are we going to take the corner short? Luiz has come forward. I think he's going to put it in the box, Nicolas Pepe. In it comes. Met by the head of Socrates again. Xhaka would jump, but Socrates wins it a second time. Tierney whips it out towards the right. Emil Smith-Rowe with a lovely touch. It was just a little bit heavy. Just a little bit heavy from Emil Smith-Rowe. It went out for a goal kick, and the full-time whistle has gone at the Yorgos Karaiskakis Stadium in Piraeus. It's finished. Olympiacos 1, Arsenal 3. And my word, we all thought that it was going to end badly, didn't we? After the Dani Ceballos / Bernd Leno era that led to Olympiacos drawing level. But after a couple of changes, Gabriel popped up with a massive header after Willian's delivery to put Arsenal back in the lead. And then Mohamed Elneny, the Egyptian Pirlo, with a wonderful, wonderful strike from outside the penalty area to increase Arsenal's lead further and put us in a really, really good position, strong position ahead of that second leg next week. Massive result, and we showed character again. You know, we made mistakes, as we have done in so many games. But again, similarly to the game against Benfica, we showed some real good character, some real good, fighting spirit, and all of a sudden, the tie is looking a lot better from an Arsenal perspective. Thank you to Paritos for your kind comment. Thank you to Kizito, who says, Harry, you make great job, man. Thank you as well. Thank you to everyone for your super chat donations. Thank you to everybody for your likes. Thank you to everybody for your comments and constant interaction throughout the stream. I'm going to be back in about 20 odd minutes for the post-match reaction podcast. Long old day it is when Arsenal are playing at 8 o'clock, but there it is. It's much easier to get through it when Arsenal win. So looking forward to bringing you the post-match review show. If you're not sick of me by now, come and join me for that, and I will catch you guys later. Thank you all.